Hello, welcome to your video on percent change. The key word there is in fact change, okay? Change in math means that there is something happening, you're actually subtracting, okay? So change is subtracting. That means we're going to be using subtracting to solve these problems. Your I can statement is I can figure out the percent increase or decrease for a real life situation. How do I find the percent changed is your question. In order to do that, you have to use the formula. The formula here is the amount changed. Changed in math, or change means subtraction or subtracting. And then over the original amount, or your starting amount, equals percent over 100. Number one, here are your three examples. Number one, from 100 to 114. So I started at 100. And I went to 114. Well, how much did that change by? That changed by 14. And then I need to find my percent out of 100. I don't know my percent. That's what I'm trying to find. That's my variable. This is really easy math because we're multiplying by 1 as we go across. So my percent change is 14%. Number two, from 202 to 192. Again, what did you start with? Well, you started with 202 and then you went to 192. You decreased. So it's a decrease. You're decreasing your change, but you want to find the difference of the two. So 202 minus 192 gives you an answer of 10. That number will always be positive whether you are increasing or decreasing. It's just the difference between the two numbers. The difference was 10. Equals my percent over 100. And then you could simplify if you wanted to. Otherwise, we can divide as we go. 202 divided by 100 is 2.02. And I'm dividing because I'm getting smaller. 2.02. So I take 10 and divide 2.02. And I get x to be 4.95. Okay, and we're talking about percent. So it decreased almost 5%. Question number 3 is a word problem. The average cost of a gallon of gas was $1.29 in 1997 and $2.96 in 2006. What was the percent increase? So it went up, it increased in price. But we need to write our proportion. What was the actual starting amount, the original amount? Well, it started out as $1.29 in 1997, and then it increased to $2.96. So I need to find the amount of change, the difference between the two numbers. I'm going to subtract $2.96 minus $1.29, and I get $1.67. And yes, I'm using my calculator. You should be using your calculator on all of these problems. And then my percent out of 100. Now notice here that your numerator is bigger than your denominator. So your percent increase is going to be bigger than 100 because of proportional reasoning. So going from 129 to 100, I need to figure out my scale factor. And that is about 77.519. Okay, there's some more decimals there, but then we're multiplying. So $1.29 times the 77.519 will give me an answer of 100. So I have to do the same thing, 1.67 times that 77.519, and that will give me an answer. 1.67 times 77.519 equals x is 129.46 if you round. So find the percent increase. Well, we said that it had to be more than 100%, and it was. So we know that we did it right, 129%. Your turn to find the percent change. Make sure you're writing proportions for these and then solving, and then check in when you're done for the correct answer. All right, here are all your answers. For number 1, your answer was 30%. For number 2, I did it off to the side here. You might notice that it's negative here, and then when you get an answer, it really is negative 42.9%. What that means is it's just decreasing. Okay, so don't worry about that negative sign so much. Look in the numerator, that's not negative because it's just the difference. From negative 7 to negative 10, the difference was 3. So it just is telling me it was a decrease of 43-ish%. Number 3 is over here. Here's your proportion. Make sure you're setting that up correctly. And then solving, you get an answer of 90.9%. That is also a decrease just because it started at $1,000 and went under $1,000. So decrease. All right, why was the math teacher late? He took the wrong bus, like wrong bus, except for it's math. All right, if you want to be entered into a Jolly Rancher drawing for your hour, name this song.
You know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay